Good evening, guys. So, welcome back into the room. So, we're gonna look at the market with detail, yeah. So, I'm gonna start the index, dollar index. So, if you guys remember that we were tracking this pair, yeah, when this pair was at this point. So, I'll look at this pair in details. Just bear with me one moment. So if you guys remember that we were expecting that dollar index gonna hit to this point, yeah, we were tracking this since price was here at this point and tracking up to this level. So price is moving amazingly. So in last week we were expecting that price gonna come up to this level, and we knew that price was forming a trend reversal pattern here at this point, yeah, if you guys remember that. So we were expecting that price gonna break to the downside from this point, yeah. So we were expecting this impulse and trend continuation pattern to the downside on that day. And if we did not see impulse on that day, then it was possible that price gonna break to the upside. So we we saw that price formed a impulse and trend continuation pattern to the downside. And when price started to fall down, we were expecting at this point some price action. Okay, so we were expecting some price action at this point, and because we got the reversal pattern at this point, yeah, and we were expecting that price gonna break to the upside, and once price gonna break to the upside correctively, then we're gonna look for this short at this point to the downside, yeah. So this was the forecast on that day. But what happened when market opened on that day? Market opened with the gap, and after that gap we can see the price was rising aggressively to the upside and just violated the trend line, and bearish trend line wasn't effective after that once price was broken to the upside. And on that day we were expecting that price was forming a flat channel and can break to the upside and can continue further to the upside like this, yeah. But what happened, price did not continue to the upside on that day and fall back to the downside sharply, yeah. This is the point what I'm trying to tell you, that yeah, price just formed a bearish strong candle to the downside and started to fall aggressively to the downside. And you can see that price just respected the structure, respected the channel, yeah, the uptrend. Is it is it let me know, please. So we were expecting this bearish wave from this point, yeah, we were expecting this bearish wave from this point under the trend line, and we were expecting that price gonna rise to the upside correctively. But price did not rise to the upside correctively, rise aggressively, and then after violating the trend line, then started to fall down aggressively, yeah. And the point is, price just respected the structure, respected the channel, yeah. So this was the structure and pattern which we knew before that price hit to this point, that price may reverse from this point, yeah. This was the point. So this was the reversal point, yeah. We were expecting that if price keep falling aggressively, then price can break this point to the downside and can come up to this level, yeah. But price has fallen sharply and then bounced back aggressively to the upside. All right, so our pattern and our structure respected here at this point. and continue to the upside. All right, so now let's look at the bigger structure, bigger pattern. Yeah, so if we go on to the monthly, this is the structure which we are looking on dollar index. Yeah, we have room to the upside. This is the room possible. We haven't got enough data behind this, and this is the structure which we are looking at the moment. All right, something like this. This is the pattern forming at this point, continuation point. Price at the moment, pattern is at the continuation point. Yeah, continuation pattern forming. So we are looking for something like this at this point. Yeah, okay, so this is the trend continuation pattern formation, something like your expanding triangle. Yeah, and we can see that here at this point, flat channel. Yeah, flat channel. So once price break to the upside, gonna continue to the upside, something like this aggressively. All right, so we are tracking this pair once price was there at this point, so it can break to the upside. So it is really possible. So once price gonna hit the upper channel line, upper flat channel line, we will look for the price action. Okay, so we're gonna look for the price action here at this point. So it seems to me that price gonna break to the upside because momentum is really strong, and it is possible that price gonna break to the upside. And if don't, we're gonna look for the price action at this point, and then gonna look for the downside. Remember, we are having a channel, and channel is rising like this. This is really important. Yeah, channel is not rising like this. All right, this is the difference between these two channels. Channel rising like this. This means that price has less momentum. There is less momentum, but we can see that here at this point price just rising to the upside with strong momentum, and it is possible that price can break to the upside. All right, so if price don't break to the upside and form price action here at this point, something like this. Yeah, something like this, we see something like this. Sorry, let me zoom in. Yeah, something like this. We see price action something like this, that it means price gonna hold the top, not gonna break to the upside. All right, after that we're gonna look pattern something like that. All right, so you guys know how we enter into the market based on our indication, based on impulse, and based on trend continuation pattern. Yeah, so this is going to be your impulse, and this is going to be your trend continuation pattern. Okay, so we need to look at the price action at this point. Once price hit this point, either price going to reject to the downside with strong candle, or price just form a corrective candle at the upper channel line and break to the upside. All right, so please guys don't use your mouse. Let me stop your mouse so that I can continue. Sorry for that. Yeah, so once again here. Yeah, so here is the price action point, price action area, price action zone. Yeah, so where are we gonna look for the either price going to break to the upside or to the downside? If price forms continuation pattern or reversal pattern here, so this is going to be our reversal pattern. Yeah, you guys remember ascending broadening wedge. So we're going to look for this short at the top. You guys know that your ascending broadening wedge breaks to the downside. Yeah, so something like this is your reversal pattern. So if reversal pattern form here at this point, then it means price not going to continue to the upside. And if price form trend continuation pattern, this means that price going to break to the upside. And if we see strong impulse, which I have shown you just behind, then it means again we're going to look for the trend continuation pattern to the downside and price going to continue to the downside. Yeah, so these are the possibilities on this pair, because it is just going close to the price action point. And what kind of price action we can see, I have just explained to you guys. All right, so this is the trade we are looking for. If you guys remember that we were looking breakdown of this corrective pattern. Let me look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so I told you on that day we're gonna see breakdown very soon of this corrective structure. Yeah, this corrective up move, and price just pushes to the upside and just broken down with small candles to the downside. Yeah, so it is not, it is still not strong enough on which we can rely that price gonna break to the downside. Yeah, so we are just looking at this pair. The bigger picture is something like this. Yeah, just hitting the top, price is just hitting the top. Yeah, and the trading zone is this is the trading zone. So the wave gonna come something like this. Yeah, aggressive wave, something like this. So we are watching for this wave, and we can see price is not so aggressive to the upside. It is, or it is just pushing to the upside in corrective candle. So this is the aggression. Yeah, you can see. So we are not, we haven't got this aggression here at this point. Yeah? So once price break the ascending channel, then it's gonna continue to the downside really aggressively, something like this. Yeah, so once price broken down the ascending channel, this ascending channel, continue to the downside aggressively. So we are looking something like this at this pair. Okay, so this is the bigger structure. We still have room to the upside, you guys can see. Yeah, this is the room. Still we can see that price can push to the upside. So we how we're gonna trade for this upside? We will look price action at this point. Okay, something like this. We're gonna look price action at this point. We're gonna look like this. Yeah, so this pattern, we're gonna look for the pattern formation at this point. If we see trend reversal channel at this point or bounce off, we're gonna look for the upside. Yeah, we're gonna look for the buy setup. And if we don't see any trend reversal pattern here and price just break down aggressively, we're gonna try to catch this aggressive wave as early as we can. Yeah, we will look at the lower time frame for that bearish wave, and if we miss that, we're not going to get into the trade. Then we're going to look for the continuation pattern under the channel line. Yeah, so this was the continuation pattern. When it was forming, it was look like continuation pattern, but this pattern broke into the upside. Yeah, okay, so if we goes on to the lower time frame, then we can see there the pattern was something like this. Yeah, after that, after forming a reversal channel, price formed a trend continuation pattern. So this was the reversal channel, which means that price gonna break to the upside. Yeah, all right, so this was the reversal channel. We knew that price gonna break to the upside after this formation. All right, so we were expecting continuation pattern after that, and continuation pattern formed. Price broke into the upside but did not continue to the upside. We can see that after that price was rising correctively and can break to the downside. So just extended this corrective pattern, did not continue to the upside aggressively, and formed a trend continuation pattern at this point. So we were expecting that price gonna break to the downside at some point at this somewhere here at this point. Yeah, we were looking to the downside, so we were expecting that this continuation pattern gonna break to the downside, but this pattern did not continue to the downside. Yeah, so let me show you what pattern was there somewhere here at this point. Yeah, so if we see trend reversal pattern, this was the reversal pattern. Yeah, you can see when it was forming, I posted the update. So we were expecting that continuation pattern at this point. We're going to look for the downside, but unfortunately we see that we have seen that continuation pattern, but that continuation pattern did not break to the downside. Yeah, this was the idea on that, okay, on that day. So if we see continuation pattern under the channel line, yeah, then we're gonna look for the further downside. So this is the potential in the in this pair, yeah, on this pair. So we're gonna look for the downside. So currently we are looking at the lower time frame. If we see trend reversal pattern, then we're gonna look short term to the upside. All right, here like this. Okay, so this is the price action zone, something like this. So remember, so some of you guys, you know, they don't remember the structure, what structure was there at that pair, and they try to create their own structure by drawing their trend line. So they don't remember what structure was there, how that structure was behaving, where was price going, and at which point price can reverse. So try to remember this structure, yeah, what structure was there, how price was behaving, and what point price can reverse in the future. Yeah, so this is the point, this is the reversal point. If we're gonna see trend reversal pattern, we're gonna look for the upside, just placing our stop loss behind or outside this structure. Yeah, and once price gonna hit the top, then we're gonna look for the downside. All right, so this is the short-term trade to the upside and longer term trade to the downside. So we were expecting that price gonna hit the hit this channel line. Yeah, we were tracking this pair since very long. We were looking to short at this point, and some of you guys shorted on this point. Yeah, we can see that price has hit at this point. Yeah, we were looking price gonna break to the downside. Yeah, so price did not break to the downside. So now what? We are still short on this pair. Yeah, we will look for short at this point again. So this is the trade. Okay, so we are looking still bearish on this pair. So let me look at the lower time frame. So what formation we're gonna see at the lower time frame? If you guys remember that I told you on that day, if you guys can handle this trade on lower time frame, then you can buy somewhere here at this point. Yeah, you can buy this much. If you guys can handle, you can see price was rising on that day aggressively to the upside, and I ask you to look at this pair. If you see something like continuation pattern, then you guys can buy to the upside. So this was the trade on that day. Yeah, so after hitting the top, price just started to fall aggressively. Now we can see on our 1 hour time frame that price pull back aggressively, really sharply. Yeah, and this is the impulse starting point, and just started to fall down from the starting point. Yeah, now forming like a reversal pattern. Yeah, and it can break to the upside and price can come up to this level. Okay, so you can buy this trade, you can get into this trade once you see aggressive breakout. Yeah, if you see aggressive breakout, you can buy up to this level, and once price again hit this point, we're gonna look for the short to the downside. Yeah, remember this pair has a huge potential to the downside. So if you remember that we were looking to buy short-term buy setup here at this point. Yeah, and we saw a nice impulse, and then we were expecting that price gonna form correction and then gonna look for the upside up to this level and then gonna sell to the downside. But you guys remember that on that day market opened with strong gap. Yeah, and once we saw that impulse or gap here at this point, we were expecting that price going to continue to the upside up to this level, and then we're going to sell to the downside. Yeah, so again remember, if you see this kind of breakout here at this point at your reversal reversal channel, yeah, or falling wedge, then look for correction and then look for this trade setup. Okay, if you don't see impulse, then don't try to buy, or don't try to get into this trade, because it can continue to the downside as well up to this level. All right, so just get into the market onto the breakout, strong breakout to the upside. So this is the pair we were tracking since we are long. And if anyone remember that I told you on that day, just look for price action at this point. I told you on that day, guys, price was just rising aggressively to the upside. We were expecting sell something like this pattern, something like this, but price broke into the upside based on strongly, and I asked you to look at the price action at this point. Yeah, and price just respected that point and fallen to the downside really aggressively, and just you know rise back to this to the same level again. So now what's on lower time frame? It can continue further to the upside. Yeah, it can break this trend, this falling wedge, and can continue to the upside. Yeah, and if so, then look for price action here at this point, and then gonna continue to the downside. Yeah, so it seems to me that this pair has less potential to the downside. Okay, so I'll wait on this pair and we'll look at the further signs because of the huge impulse to the upside. Yeah, so this is the impulse which we can see. Some of you guys know this as a pin bar, but if you goes onto your lower time frame, you can see that this is a really strong impulse. Yeah, so it is really possible that price continue price do something like this and then continue to the upside. So we will look for the further signs on this pair. Some traders are looking to short on this pair based on their MACD or RSI or something like that. Yeah, but the structure saying that price is at bottom and it can change the trend. All right, so price was falling correctively, and we can see some aggressive signs at this point and can break to the upside. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so we can see impulse something like this. All right, so we will look for further signs on this pair. We will not look for the short on this pair, because we can see price action just getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger here. If we see some complex corrective formation here at this point, then we're gonna decide either that formation is trend reversal formation or trend continuation formation. If trend reversal formation, then we're gonna look for the short. Same thing, something like this. Yeah, trend continuation, trend continuation. If we see trend continuation, then price gonna continue to the upside. If we're gonna see a reversal formation, then we're gonna look for the short. We are not looking for the short on this pair at the moment. Yeah, so this pair has completed the wave which we were expecting. When price was hitting at this point, we were looking short. Yeah, we were looking short. And if you guys remember, when when this pair was forming a reversal channel, we were expecting that price gonna continue to the upside. Yeah, and can hit this level. All right, so we were expecting this corrective pattern gonna break to the upside, and we were looking this trade, and then we're gonna decide either we're gonna get to the upside further or gonna look for the downside. Yeah, so once this pattern was forming, I told you on that day be prepared for the change in the change in the structure, or change in the pattern. So this pattern was formed. Yeah, I told you on that day, if price do not continue, if this corrective channel do not continue to the upside, then you guys need to look at the lower expanding triangle line. Yeah, and then price can continue to the upside, and if price continue to the upside correctively, then we're going to look for the short. But we can see that price rise back to the upside aggressively, yeah, with strong impulse, then retest that level again and then continue to the upside. So strong price action here at this point, which seems to me that price going to continue further to the upside. Yeah, so this was the pattern. The first pattern was reversal channel like this. Yeah, and that channel behave well. We seen impulse, then correction back, and we were expecting that this gonna break to the upside. Yeah, but that pattern has changed into expanding triangle, something like this. Yeah, let me make it much clearer. Yeah, so this pattern was formed. All right, when price was there, yeah, this pattern was formed when price was there. I asked you that it is possible to look for the short in this pair or the short term, and price can come up to this level and then continue to the upside, and if continue aggressively to the upside, then it can continue further to the upside, and if price rise correctively, then going to continue to the downside. So let me show you another example how this pattern, how your reversal channel change into expanding triangle, and how you guys can see that expanding triangle either continuation or screen. So the pattern, I was trying to to show you is this. Yeah, the pattern, how you guys can see that this either this pattern is continuation or this pattern is reversal. Yeah, and how that pattern change into trend continuation or into trend reversal. This was the reversal pattern. Price broken to the upside with strong impulse, but didn't form a corrective pattern so that price can continue to the upside. Yeah, so this pattern, price after this, price just started to fall aggressively at this point. I think I have shown this chart before as well. After that, we can see that after impulse, price just started to fall aggressively to the downside, and once price fallen, after that price was just rising to the upside correctively. This means that this pattern is trend continuation pattern. Yeah, this pattern is trend continuation pattern. So this is how you guys need to look at your impulse and correction separately. Yeah, and need to identify which candles are your trend continuation candles and which candles are gonna reverse your trend. Okay, so this is your trend continuation pattern. You guys can see that there was a nice impulse, and after that impulse, price formed a reversal channel, broke into the upside with impulse, did not form a correction, has shown us an impulse, and after that impulse we seen the correction or corrective flag and continue to the downside. And the formation here at this pair was something like that, but we did not see the formation which we were expecting here at this point. Yeah, we were expecting this corrective flag to the upside and then continuation to the downside. Yeah, but what we seen impulse. and then correction or retest back, and then continue to the upside. Now what we have on our bigger time frame, what formation we can see here, the formation is something like this. Yeah, just 1 second, let me remove this stuff. Yeah, no, we can see that there is really strong price action on your 1 hour time frame, and price can continue to the upside. Yeah, so this is the something like this, something like your tight flag. Yeah, tight corrective flag. Still your this impulse still in force, this impulse still in force, haven't changed anything yet. All right, this impulse gonna violate at this point. Once price close below, yeah, then your this impulse gonna violate, and then we're gonna look for the further upside like this. Yeah, then our reversal channel gonna complete here if price continue to the downside. Yeah, now what we can see, price started to fall down, and but did not just spike to the downside, form a pin bar, and we were expecting price gonna come up to this level in the idea which we shared. Yeah, we were expecting that price can come up to this level. Yeah. Then we're gonna look for the upside, and we were expecting that this wave gonna be a corrective wave, because we can see impulse here at this point, and then price gonna break to the upside. So this is how we were looking that our reversal channel gonna complete something like this, and if so, then we may see continuation to the upside further and break out of this channel to the upside. Yeah, so what we can see that we can see that prices formed a really strong price action here at this point, and if price come again up to this level, yeah, something like this, yeah, and test this lower channel line, then we're gonna look for the upside. This is the trade, yeah, we're gonna look for. Okay, and if price break from this point, we need to see aggressive candles or strong candles, then we're gonna look for the upside. Because if we don't see aggressive candle here at this point, then it means price can reverse again from this point to the downside. Okay, same like this. Okay, same like this, impulse, then correction back, then started to break that correction to the upside aggressively, but failed here at this point, did not continue to the upside. So same formation gonna see here again if we see corrective candles. Okay, and then price can reverse from this point, so we're gonna look for sell in this case. All right, so from current price level we need to see aggressive candles. Yeah, only that aggressive candle is gonna break this point. Okay, so we will look at the price action on lower time frame, then gonna join the buy setup here. All right, and if we don't see aggressive candles, then what we're gonna see, price gonna continue to the downside, and we gonna look for the bottom, and then gonna look for the upside. Okay, one thing is confirmed, that we can see impulses at the bottom. Yeah, this is corrective wave to the downside, not impulsive like this. Okay, impulse. All right, so we will see impulse if price come up to this level, we will see impulse to the upside. All right, one thing is confirmed, and that is we are having a reversal channel at the bottom. This is the reversal channel. Yeah, and bearish impulses has exhausted here at the bottom, so this is the bigger time frame. Here is the impulse. Yeah, Here's the impulse, and price just forming a corrective flag or corrective channel for the upside. Same formation like this. Understand? You guys can see that, yeah? So this formation, we are looking for the upside. Something like this formation. This is bearish formation, and this is bullish formation. I hope you guys understand now. Let's look at the next. So this is the trade which is coming. Yeah. If you guys remember that I told you many times that price is running under the channel line, and we not gonna look for the buy. We not gonna look for the buy. We are looking for the sell at this point. We are looking for this trade to the downside, at least previous low, yeah, at least previous low. So we are looking for this trade. Now if we go onto the lower time frame, sorry, if we look at the candlestick pattern formations there, and then what we're gonna see, what formation we're gonna see, you can see then, yeah, candlestick formation saying that price gonna break to the downside very soon. Price gonna break to the downside very soon. If anyone remember this formation, this candlestick formation, then they understand how price gonna behave here. When price was just forming this candlestick pattern here at this pair, and I have shown you the picture at that time, yeah. So this is the same formation, same candlestick formation. This is the candlestick formation, yeah. So lot of pin bars, yeah, and price just struggling to break to the upside. So this is the candlestick formation we are getting on the Aussie dollar, yeah. So if we go on lower time frame at this pair, after that formation, that weekly formation, we have seen this impulse to the this wave to the downside, yeah. So just remember we are having same formation here at this, yeah, price struggling break to the upside since July, yeah, almost 6 months has gone at this point. So price is just about to break to the downside. We're gonna see breakdown. I hope we're gonna see breakdown in next week really quickly, yeah. And if we don't see breakdown to the downside, what formation we're gonna see and what trade we're gonna get if we don't see the breaker to the downside, yeah. Currently we can see that price is just playing over the trend line, yeah. But one thing is confirmed, and that is impulse, really aggressive impulse appeared. We shorted at this point, yeah. So now what formation we're gonna look, we impulse is confirmed. I shorted at the based on the indications at this point, and shared the idea on the TV as well, yeah, at this point. Now what formation we're gonna look for, we're gonna look for this formation, okay. We're gonna look for this formation here at this point. This formation we're gonna look. What pattern was there? The pattern was there, ascending broadening wedge, which means price just about to reverse, okay. Yeah, this was the formation there, okay. Ascending broadening wedge, we were expecting that price gonna break to the downside, and once we seen impulse, we have seen impulse at this point, and after that we seen continuation pattern, and again impulse, and then again continuation pattern to the downside, and price just was, you know, falling after that. You see, So same formation we need here at this point. What one thing is confirmed, that price has lost its momentum and started to run into the flat channel. This is your something like flat channel, yeah. And this formation we need to see something like your trend continuation pattern to the downside. Okay, if we don't see, what we're gonna see, we're gonna see a reversal formation, reversal pattern to the upside. Then we're gonna look for the buy setup for up to this level. Same thing like same like, let me show you. Same like this formation we're gonna see. Yeah, here we got the, yeah, we're gonna look at this kind of formation at this point. Yeah, this is the, we're gonna look for the further to the upside. All right, so something like your reversal channel, again something your reversal pattern. Yeah, if we see continuation pattern, one thing is confirmed, that there is a nice bearish impulse, and we are also hoping that price going to continue to the downside. If see continuation pattern, then obviously we're going to look for the downside, and if we see reversal pattern, we're going to look for the upside. Very simple. All right, so here is the point where we're going to look for the formation, possible formation. If price stop here and give us some reversal channel, a reversal pattern, or falling wedge, then we're going to look for the further to the upside up to this level, and then again going to look for the downside. Yeah, so huge potential on this pair is downside and limited to the upside, and impulses are just forming at the top. Yeah, so I sold at this point, and I sold this point and got a nice profit. Yeah, price just rose back to the upside. I didn't close my trades and just continue to the, was expecting that price going to continue to the downside. I closed my position at this point around 76 680. I don't remember exactly what price was there, but I closed somewhere here at this point, and I thought price gonna bounce back and may form a reversal channel, a reversal pattern, and can continue to the upside. Okay, so let's see what formation we're gonna see on this pair. So cat chief still looking to the upside. Yeah, we are still looking for the upside. Same formation like I have shown you on the Aussie chief. On Aussie chief, we are looking to the downside because we are expecting that Australian dollar going to get weak, and your Canadian dollar going to get stronger. So we are looking to buy on this pair and looking to sell on that pair, because we are expecting that we're going to see a huge move to the downside on Australian dollar, and so then of course Aussie dollar gonna fall on other pairs as well. And if oil rise from the current price, then obviously CAD gonna rise to the upside. So let's look at this is the trade. Yeah, we are looking for, this is the trade we are looking for. And let's look at the lower time frame, what kind of price action we need to get into the trade. Currently we can see that very nice impulse to the upside, then corrective pattern forming. All right, so before we were looking price action somewhere here on the election day, price just price just rise back to the upside, but did not continue to the upside. And I told you that we're gonna look for the buy at this point, but price just sharply fallen to the downside. Now again, we're gonna look for this point. Okay, one thing is confirmed, and that is corrective pattern, corrective trend continuation pattern is forming to the upside. Okay, on Aussie on Aussie on Aussie chief, the same formation is forming, but that formation is I think on 1 hour, if I'm not wrong, and we are expecting that price gonna push to the upside little bit to the upside, and then we're going to look for the short. But here we are expecting that CAD chief gonna continue to the upside. Canadian dollar gonna get stronger. This is the formation, yeah, trend continuation formation. Couple of you guys have shared this picture in the group as well, and I remember, yeah. So this is the trade we're gonna look for. Still we are looking for the upside. If anyone bought this pair based on this impulse and got some profit, that's fine. And if stopped out, then it's all right, yeah. So no worry, yeah, you're gonna get still much potential to the upside. Just keep your eyes on this pair. One more guy has just joined the training, and I think he just sending me text. So a lot of people are in the queue to look for the training. I think, yeah, this guy has just, oh yeah, I think this guy has just joined the training. He was in the contact with me. So this is the trade we're gonna look for, yeah. All right, so let's look at the next. CAD yen. We are neutral at the moment. We are neutral on this CAD yen, almost on all CAD yen except pound yen, except pound yen, because on pound yen we are having very nice trade setup formation is underway, yeah. So you all guys remember that how we were looking this pair, yeah. So you know why I repeat the back the previous pattern, so that you guys can understand and you guys can remember. Almost in every meeting I repeat the previous pattern, okay, so that you guys can remember for the future. Okay, this is the continuation pattern, this is the reversal pattern, this is the reversal pattern. All right, and this is the reversal pattern again. We were expecting that this pattern gonna break to the upside correctively, and if so, we're gonna look for the short at this point to the downside. But what happened when price opened in last week, opened with gap and started to rise to the upside aggressively? And I told you on that day, guys, if you remember, that price can come to the downside from this somewhere here, somewhere this point, yeah. Because we can see the whole structure is corrective. The whole structure is look like channel, your reversal channel, yeah, and corrective. So same formation, we're gonna look at this pair, something like continuation and then to the upside. Okay, and once price hit the channel line, then we're gonna decide either we're gonna look for the further upside or to the downside, yeah. So this still picture is not clear if you are looking to trade on those pairs which are in volatility. Still there is, you know, volatility hasn't ended, yeah. The whole zone, this whole zone is, you know, forming a volatility. So price still in volatile, yeah, volatile formation. It can continue to the downside and continue to the upside. All right, so still not clear yet either way price gonna continue, yeah. So let's wait, and gonna, by the way, price has hit the target we were looking. Price has hit the target, yeah. The target was, this, yeah. Price just spiked that level and continued to the upside. Right, price just spiked up to that level and just continued to the upside, yeah. So sometimes these formations come, yeah, happens, it happens sometimes. So we are neutral on this pair. Gonna look at the next. This is the short, still in favor. Yeah, still in favor. We were looking to short at this point. Some of you guys sold and took some profit on lower time frame for the short period of time. Yeah, we were looking to sell here at this point, here at this point. Yeah, and sold. And I told you that price gonna come up to this level, then we're gonna look for the downside. But price broken to the upside. Now we're gonna look for the formation, something like this. Yeah, your A, B, C, and we can see C is just losing momentum and can break to the downside. One thing is confirmed, and that is you guys can see that price is running like this, flat channel or flat corrective pattern. Yeah, and this impulse still in force. Okay, the violation point is this is the violation point. So still this impulse still in force. Price can come up to this level and then can start to the downside, but we are looking currently for short at this point. If we see nice impulse, a reversal channel, we're gonna look for the short. So I if I'm not wrong and if I'm remember correctly, I think this was the impulse which we were looking to short, but the impulse wasn't aggressive. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this one the impulse. So we can see that after that price rise to the upside aggressively. So we were expecting this as a correction, as a corrective wave, then gonna continue to the downside. In this formation, your indication gonna show you divergence. So this is what I was looking here. If we see this formation correctively here, then we're gonna see a nice divergence here at this point, which is gonna convince us that price gonna continue to the up to the downside. But price just rose back further to the upside and then started to fall down and then neutral the divergence and continue to the upside. But still we are looking to the downside. Yeah, we will look price action and gonna sell. You can see this is the trade. This is the trade. If I'll remove some of my trend lines, then it's gonna much clear you for you. So this is the trade we're gonna look. Remember, your bearish trend line has just been violated by these small candles. Yeah, so this trend line is not in force. We will look for the price action. Again, we need to see, you guys remember, indication, impulse, and then continuation. Something like this: impulse, sold based on indication, joined based on impulse, but did not see continuation. Did not see continuation. Rise back to the upside aggressively and then hit you on break even. Yeah, so indication, impulse, and continuation, these are the three types we're going to look at this point. All right, so let's see what formation we're going to see on this pair. Look at the next. So this pair still in volatile formation. Yeah, can continue to the upside or downside, not clear yet. This no clear yet. We were looking to the downside. Yeah, we were looking something like this. We were expecting that it has broken the triangle and testing the triangle and can break to the downside. Some of you guys took short and made some profit. Yeah, on I think on 15-minute time frame. If I'm not wrong, Amar shared a picture. Yeah, this was the trade. This is the trade which I took, and some of you guys also took. Yeah, so on this time frame looks like a reversal wedge. So this was the continuation trade, so sold somewhere here. Yeah, this was the trade which we took and closed before the election result. And if we go onto the 1 hour, we can see a nice 10 continuation pattern. Yeah, so this is the 10 continuation pattern. So this was the trade which we took. So currently we can see, if we go into the lower time frame, price can go into either direction. The direction is not confirmed. This volatility is still not over. Okay, this price can come up to this point or this point. All right, it can go into any direction. Direction is not clear yet. One thing is confirmed. You can see impulse, correction, and can break to the upside. This is the sign to look for buy. But be careful, there is no clear trade setup on this pair at the moment. We're gonna look for further sign. EuroCAD, here is the trade. Yeah, we are looking the breakdown. So this is the trade we are looking for. Yeah, we're gonna look for the breakdown and continuation to the downside. The bigger structure is something like this. Yeah, okay, bigger structure is something like this. Price can come up to this point. A very nice signal is this, a strong impulse to the downside. Yeah, a pin, a very huge pin. If you guys remember that this pin wasn't a big like that, big like this pin. This pin wasn't big like that pin. Yeah, which we can see on our bigger time frame. So whenever you see a pin bar, it means price is forming a nice impulse on your lower time frame. So this is the impulse. We're not gonna rely on this impulse. We're not gonna rely on this green impulse. We're gonna rely on red impulse. Okay, because this impulse is forming with our indication, with the indication which we have on our indicators. Yeah, and after that we can see a corrective flag, corrective pattern. So we're gonna look for the breakdown, and if we don't get breakdown and our indicator give you indication that you can take your risk taking entry, then we're gonna look for the risk taking entry somewhere here. Yeah, and then those who miss the risk taking entry, they can join the risk averse entry based on breakout to the downside. Okay, so the first target gonna be within the channel, and the next target gonna be outside the channel. Yeah, this is gonna be the first target. This is gonna be the next target. All right, so this is the trade. Some of you guys did well on this pair. They sold based on indication here, and some of you guys moved their stop on break even, got hit on break even, and some of you guys moved their stop on trial stop loss and took some profit, and some guys closed here before the election. Okay, so we are looking for the further downside. Yeah, one thing is confirmed, that price is forming continuation pattern. And how we're gonna trade the continuation pattern, I think you guys know, based on risk taking entry and based on risk averse entry. Yeah, impulse has gone, impulse and indication entry has gone. indication and impulse entry has gone. Now we're going to look for the continuation entry. Let's look at the next. So this is the trade gonna ready in couple of days. Yeah, we're gonna look for the buy here at this point. Our indications are favorable here at this point. We're gonna look for the buy here, buy up to the upside. So we were looking for buy here at this point, and we're expecting that price gonna break to the upside, but price did not break to the upside, started to fall. So I think you guys remember that. Yeah, we were looking upside, and we were looking buy here as well at this point if price do not continue to the upside. So did not continue further to the upside, started to fall down, and now we will look for buy for the expanding triangle. So something like expanding triangle. Yeah, price is just forming something like expanding triangle. Here is your expanding triangle. Yeah, so we're gonna look for the buy here at this point. If price hold this point, I'm gonna look for the upside, and if price don't hold this point and continue something like trend continuation pattern, then we're gonna look for the downside. Remember, one thing is confirmed, that your indications are favorable here at this point. Indications are favorable here at this point. Okay, indication gonna show you that buy, indication are gonna show you sell, indication only gonna show you sell once you guys see continuation pattern. If you guys see continuation pattern, then your indication gonna ask you to sell. All right, and if price hold and bounce, then we're gonna look for the upside. Bounce or reversal pattern. Okay, reversal pattern like falling wedge, channel, or something like that. Yeah, so we're gonna look for the buy for the expanding triangle. This impulse still in force. This impulse still in force. Violation point is far away. Far away. Violation point is far away. Yeah. So we are still looking to the upside. So Euro USD. Yeah. So we were expecting that price gonna hold this point. Price gonna hold this point and hold, and we were looking correction, then gonna continue to the downside. But because of the volatility, price broke into the upside. And if you guys remember that we were expecting that if this trend line break the upside, then we're gonna look for the short here at this point. Okay, so this was the second reversal point on this pair, and price continue to the downside. Now we will look for the continuation. We will look for the continuation to the downside. Yeah, one thing is confirmed, that really strong impulse is just on your chart. So we were expecting on that day, if price bounce on your lower time frame from this trend line, then look for buy. But we did not see that. We did not see bounce off from this trend line. What we can see is a reversal channel. Yeah, what we can see is a reversal channel, and which means that price can break to the upside. Yeah, this means that price can break to the upside, and if price break to the upside aggressively, okay, aggressively mean we need impulse, we need correction, we need next impulse. Okay, and if we see a correction, we don't see impulse, then we're gonna look for the sell based on indication. Yeah, if our indication gonna favorable somewhere here at this point, then we're gonna look for the downside, and this trade has a huge potential to the downside. We're expecting that dollar index gonna break to the upside, and so then this pair definitely gonna break to the downside. Yeah, so what kind of impulse we need to look? Let me show you. Don't try to jump into the market without any reasons. Okay, I have shown this many times. Okay, this is the impulse you guys need to look. Early impulses, early signs, or after the breakout and correction and continuation, and then I'm gonna look for the sell. All right, so we're expecting that on daily time frame, some deeper correction, then continuation to the downside. All right, something like this, deeper correction. So remember, it is also possible that price not gonna correct, not gonna correct back, or not gonna pull back, not gonna pull back. Okay, it is also possible. The reason, the impulse is so strong, impulse is so strong, really strong. Yeah, so be careful. If you are looking to sell, then wait for the indication to show you sell. Don't sell without the indication. And if so, then it means you are, you know, you are selling against the indication, with the trend but against the indication. All right, which means that price can bounce back and stop you out and then continue to the downside. All right, so be careful. Wait for the continuation formation, then look for sell. So this was the pair I told you on that day. If you guys can see, this is how your patron help you. Yeah, this is how your patron help you. If anyone remember this pair I told you on that day, guys, if price do not continue to the upside, do not break, then where I look for buy, I will look for buy here at this point, because my pattern is going to complete here at this point. My reversal pattern is going to complete here at this point. Okay, you can see my alert was there. I told you in last meeting as well. If you go into the last meeting, you guys can get this. Yeah, this is the point where my pattern complete. So this is problem with you guys. You don't know where your pattern is going to complete. Yeah, and if you know where is your pattern going to complete, you can get into the trade on time. Yeah, with high probability. All right. So I shared picture in the group as well when price was here and asked you to look for this box, yeah, this green box, because I was expecting that price gonna continue to the upside, same like this, same like this. When this impulse appeared, and I asked you to guys look at the sell to the downside, all right, and this impulse appeared under this structure, under the bigger downtrend. Yeah, this impulse appeared here at this point. All right, so that is the reason I ask you to look at the sell. And this formation, this reversal formation is forming at the bigger structure. Let me look at the bigger structure. What is the bigger? Yeah, something like this. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so this is the bigger structure. So this reversal pattern was forming here, and we are expecting that price can gonna continue to the upside. Right? This is the impulse, or this is the trade we are looking for. One thing is confirmed, and that is price action is strong at the bottom. Yeah, and if we again see price continue to the downside or something like correction, this pattern is over, finished. This pattern is over, this pattern is finished, over. Okay, so this pattern is finished over, and if we see corrective or correction back or continuation pattern, then we're going to look for the upside. Yeah, there is no bias setup at the moment. Okay, bias setup was there. Bias setup was there at this point when price was here at this point, and I told you that I will look for price action at this point and the lower channel line. Price just hit that and started to continue to the upside. All right, so wait, at the moment price is just playing under the bearish trend. Yeah, it can continue to the downside as well, and if so, then again we're going to look for the buy at the bottom. We are looking for the big trade to the upside. We are not looking for the short-term trade to the downside. We will obviously we will look for the short, but on nice price action. Yeah, so this is the trade we are looking for, this trade. Okay, so it does not mean that euro USD gonna weaker and here euro USD is also gonna weaker. Yeah, so we are expecting that South African rand gonna weak, yeah, and euro gonna strong against that currency, and we are looking to get that wave based on this analysis. All right, and same analysis gonna be there at the USD ZAR. Yeah, whenever price came close to this trend line, I look for buy, and this pair is just behaving into one direction. There is no direction, there is no other direction. If you go, yeah, you can see that after 2008 this pair just behaving into one direction. Yeah, so now at the moment price is just playing at the trend line. Yeah, that's the reason, Jordan or Jordan was saying to you guys that I made a lot of money on this pair. Yeah, because this pair has just one direction, and that is price is just pushing to the upside. Price come close to the trend line and bounce back, come close to the trend line, bounce back. Yeah, here you can see price come close to the trend line, bounced off, trend line, bounced off, trend line, bounced off. Okay, so same like the euros are. Yeah, the trade gonna come to the upside. I'm tracking this pair since very long. Okay, and expecting that we're gonna see this big wave, and whenever this big wave gonna start, we're gonna cover within 2 or 3 candles. Okay, this big wave gonna cover this area within 2 or 3 candles, something like this. Yeah, 2 or 3 candles, and it is really possible that price can continue beyond that high. All right, so this is going to be good trade. The current price action is really nice. Yeah, and same like the euro ZAR price is just playing under the trend line. Okay, so we will look for the correction back, a corrective pattern, a continuation pattern, or near the trend line, and then again we're going to look for the buy. I'll let you know where I bought. Okay, let me finish the formation first. So this formation you're gonna look. Okay, continuation formation. I was expecting continuation formation somewhere here at this point. That price gonna form a continuation pattern and then gonna break to the upside. But we did not see that. We did not see that formation. One thing was there, price did not violate the impulse and then rise back to the upside. And again fallen correctively, losing momentum, bearish momentum, then aggressively to the upside, rise back to the aggressively to the upside. Yeah, and we need to continuation pattern at this point. If we see continuation point, then we're going to look for the upside. Yeah, so what kind of continuation pattern we're going to look, the question, and this something like this. Yeah, So you guys can see that a lot of continuation pattern, not just 1 2 3, a lot of continuation pattern was there. You see continuation pattern. You can see small as well, small continuation pattern as well. Yeah, so we're going to look for the continuation pattern over there. Price just coming close to the trend line, pushing to the upside, coming close to the trend line, pushing to the upside, just behaving into the one direction, and that is upside. For complete change into the trend, this pair has to break down this longer term trend line. This trend line must be broken down by the bearish wave. Then we're gonna revisit our analysis. And then we're gonna look for this pair again, that either this is going to change or something else. Yeah, but currently one thing is confirmed: price is just going into the one direction, coming close to the trend line, pushing to the upside. Yeah, so you need to look at the continuation pattern. Once on that day when price was formed impulse, and I ask you to guys look at this box. Look at this box. Let me look at the picture. If I have that picture into my folder. Just 1 second, please. Yeah, the folder is there on my screen. So this was the nice trade. I about into 2 times into this trade. Let me look at the picture. Where is that? I'm not getting. Where is that? I think that is into the other folder. So leave it. I can't get that. I think that the picture is into the. Let me look at the other folder as well. Maybe I'm gonna get that. Here I got that. You see, this is the formation I told you on that day. I shared the picture in the Telegram. That look at this box. See, price just came up to this level and then corrected and then rise back to the upside, and just playing at this point at the moment, which means price can come back again into the structure aggressively or correctively. Correctively, we're going to look for the continuation. If aggressively, something like this, then it can push to the downside, further downside, yeah, up to trend line. And if so, then again we're going to look for the buy at the trend line. All right, so this is the picture which I shared on that day, and I ask you to that watch for this point. If price do not close this point, then can continue to the upside. This is the violation point. Now let's look at the. I didn't see your chat, guys. Sorry for that. Sonali, a lot of questions there. A big question. Yeah, it's breaking. Not yet, Sonali. This does not mean price has just broken the the upper channel line. See, this is the trade. And this was the trade, yeah. Okay, here the point where we were looking to buy, the price action point, the buy point. And it can continue further to the upside without coming back into the structure, yeah, because the bigger structure is to the upside. We're expecting price gonna continue to the upside, yeah. If you miss this, then it's all right, wait for the next formation. Any other pair, guys? Let me know. We are not looking for the USD CAD. I told you in last week that we're gonna look for the sell on that pair. And New Zealand dollar, we euro yen, yeah. Okay, let me look at the euro yen as well. So if anyone, just let you know that quickly. Okay, what is the trend reversal pattern and what is the trend continuation pattern, yeah. I shared this picture on that day. This is the trend reversal pattern, this is the trend reversal pattern. Okay, when this pattern was forming under the channel line, the channel line was something like this, yeah, and we were looking to short. And again, pattern was forming, reversal pattern was forming here, and some of you guys asked me to look at this pair, and I told you that look at this short, and I look at the price action here at this point. If you see reversal pattern, then look for the upside. But price did not form a reversal pattern, something like this, and continue to the downside. So this pair has a huge potential to the downside, yeah. We're gonna look for the further formation into this pair. If break down the channel which is holding since very long, yeah, then we're gonna look for the, so this is the point which I'm still looking, that price can come up to this point and can continue to the upside again, forming a expanding triangle. Okay, and if price form a trend continuation pattern here, then definitely we're going to look for the downside. Okay, so this is the point I'm looking since very long. This point I'm looking since very long. I was expecting that price going to continue to the downside, but did not. And again, we're going to look for this point. Either we're going to see reversal or continuation. So euro yen, I think euro yen is same like euro chief, but price still into the bearish trend line, yeah. So same like your euro chief. We're gonna look for the bearish side on this pair as well. Okay, so this is the trade can come. Let me look at the, yeah, this trade can come, but remember Tanya, this trade gonna look like this. Okay, this is the reason we are not looking at this pair right now. We were looking short at this point, and once price gonna come up to this point, then we're gonna look, then we're gonna sell. So this trade can come, but can come something like this, yeah, correctively. Reason, there are impulses to the upside. So on lower time frame, something like this. So we'll track this pair in the next week, yeah. This pair may give us a shot. We'll track this pair playing under the line, yeah, under the channel line. So this is the trade we may get. We'll look for the further price action, further confirmation at this point. Currently just volatility, just volatility, not a clear something like impulse or continuation pattern. Yeah, you can see volatility. So once this gonna over, then we're gonna look for the direction. So wait for the trade setup on this pair. Definitely we're gonna look for the price action at this point, because price is lying under the trend line and also running into the flat, same like your chief yen. Yeah, anything else, any other pair? GPN? Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't look at the pound pair, so that's my mistake. I told you that we're gonna look for the pound pair. Yeah, the pound pairs were really possible to get some good trades. All right, so let's look at the pound Aussie. Yeah, so current currently prices testing this point. Yeah, this point, prices testing this point. So there is a trade setup, there is a short trade setup on this pair. Yeah, so but this short trade setup is really risky. Yeah, so sell against this at the moment is really risky. Reason, we can see price started to rise with strong candles, but one thing is confirmed, that our indication saying that price can reverse from this point. All right, and if we don't see any nice price action on this pair, something like like if we go into the lower time frame, and if we see some prices just retesting this structure. Yeah, if we see impulse, then we're going to look for the short, and short can come up to this point. Okay, previous low. So we will look for the price action. There is no sell setup at the moment, so don't try to get into this pair at the moment. Yeah, this is just pushing to the upside, and it can push up to this point. Yeah, so price can come up to this point, and if so, then we're gonna look for the downside. All right, so this sell setup gonna be less risky here at this point. Okay, and if you are looking to get this much, then you need to look for the continuation pattern. Okay, so you need to look at the continuation pattern. That continuation pattern must gonna be favorable with the indication as well. Yeah, and then look for the, and if this break the upside, then this trade gonna turn into huge upside. But currently price is just retesting the broken structure and your gap as well. Right, and if we see impulse on lower time frame, then we're gonna look for the short. Currently we are watching on this pair. Okay, and if we see trend continuation pattern, then we're gonna look for the further upside. All right, and here's your GBCAD. We were expecting that price can continue to the upside correctively, and then gonna break to the downside. But still, this is price. This pair still sh showing us a nice trade setup to the downside, something like this. Yeah, if we see some nice price action, price do not break to the upside, then we're gonna look something like this. Yeah, so something like this. All right, so trade gonna be something like this. So we need a nice price action before get into the entry, but the trade is this. Trade is bearish short. Price was rising correctively, then tested the trend line, and I think I told you on that day, look for the price action here, continuation pattern to the downside and to the upside. So price aggressively rising back to the upside aggressively. Now we're gonna look for the price action at this point. All right, this point. If we see impulse, we're gonna join that based on indication, impulse, and continuation pattern. Yeah, so this is the trade we are looking for. We are looking for price action at this point. Our indications are favorable with this trade. Yeah, indications are favorable. So definitely price gonna stop at this point. I'm fully confident price gonna give some nice price action here and we can get this trade. Alright, but remember, we're not gonna get into this trade blindly. We will look for price action and same formation here at this point, at this pair, sorry. Okay, so same formation on this pair. So this pair is just testing the trend line, yeah, and gonna favorable with the indication, yeah, indication gonna favorable here at this point and will show up at least up to this level, and if breakdown then can come up to this point. Okay, so we're gonna look for the short here at this point. Currently we can see that price just showing us some strong momentum to the upside. Yeah, we were expecting that this corrective pattern gonna break to the downside, and we were looking the sell setup on the breakout, and but price did not break to the downside and respected the which line, great, and respected the this update. Yeah, you see some tested this point, something like this. Yeah, tested this point and rise back to the this point. So we were expecting that price gonna hold this point and gonna look for the downside, hold it, price hold at that point and sharp and fall, you know, fall and aggressively to the downside, but hold this point to the upside. Now we're gonna look for this trend line. Yeah, I'm gonna look for the bearish trade, bearish wave. Yeah, so if price hold this point, then bearish, this bearish trade gonna be nice and amazing. Remember, your indications are favorable on these two pairs which I have shown you, CAD and yen. And if we see continuation pattern, so same formation here at this pair, like pound Australian dollar. Yeah, pound and Australian dollar. So testing the broken structure. Yeah, it can stop here and then can continue to the downside. All right, we're gonna look for the price action here, and if we don't see bearish impulse here and see continuation pattern, then it can break to the upside, and this is gonna be reversal point to the downside, and we will look for the buy here at this point based on the, so either way price goes, we have a trade setup. Yeah, either price hold this point and continue to the downside or form a continuation pattern to the upside. Yeah, and this is going to be reversal point and the next reversal point here at this point. Okay, so these are the pair, pound pair. Yeah, so we took some trades in this corrective structure. Some of you, if some of you guys remember that, yeah, we were expecting that price gonna hold this point and we were looking to short, and again when price was here we were looking to short here within the corrective structure. Yeah, so at this point we are watching for the price action. If we see impulse we can join, and if we see continuation pattern we're going to look for the upside. We are expecting that chief gonna get weaker into the coming days. Yeah, chief gonna chief gonna get weaker and Australian dollar gonna get weaker, and cat chief gonna get stronger. And here at this point, sorry, we are looking for the cat chief gonna get weaker, yeah, here. And if so, then we're gonna look for the continuation pattern, yeah. And if we see impulse, then we're gonna continue to the downside. Any other pair? Yeah, pound New Zealand. So this pair, you know, did well, did amazingly. This pair did amazingly. So here you guys can see that. Anyone will let me know that what formation is this? Anyone know, please? May I know what formation is this? Anyone have idea? Yeah, you can say this is an ending diagonal. Yeah, this is look like ending diagonal as well. We call this reversal channel. Yeah, very simple. When we see this pattern, we call this reversal channel. Yeah, we call this reversal channel. Now the trade based on this point. Okay, let me show you the formation first so that you guys can understand what was the trade there. So this was the trade. Yeah, this was the trade. Impulse, correction back, and next impulse. Yeah, your impulse wasn't violated. Price hold this point. Yeah, impulse wasn't violated. This impulse, your A wave wasn't violated, and B extended. B corrective wave extended, but did not violate your impulse and started to rise to the upside. Yeah, so this is the trade we're gonna see here at this point. We're gonna focus on this. Okay, we can, one thing is confirmed that price has broken the reversal channel with strong impulse. Okay, now what we need to look for, we need to look for corrective pattern, this corrective pattern. If we see corrective pattern here at this point, a trend continuation corrective pattern, then we're going to look for this huge trade to the upside. Yeah, also your New Zealand dollar gonna get weaker on euros against the dollar, and if so, then break the ascending channel, then we may get this trade. Yeah, and if we don't see this corrective trend continuation pattern, okay, the next trade, the next formation gonna be something like, I'll show you in lower time frame, something like this. Yeah, price form something like reversal channel and gonna break to the downside with aggressive wave, aggressive impulse, form continuation pattern, then continuation to the downside. Yeah, and can come up to the lower low, can come up to this point. Okay, if we see impulse here, one thing is confirmed, that your bearish trend line, which was being respected by the bearish trend since very long, yeah, has broken here at this point. Okay, so this reversal channel has broken here at this point. Now we need to see either price gonna get back into the channel again with aggressively, and if so, then we're gonna look for the downside. And if price form a continuation pattern outside the trend line or channel, then we're gonna look for the upside. Yeah, so this is the trade on this pair. So New Zealand and Canadian dollar, This is how your reversal pattern behave. Yeah, see, this is how your reversal pattern behave. This is your reversal pattern. Just have shown you on your New Zealand dollar as well. Yeah, we were expecting that this pattern gonna break to the downside and gonna give us impulse, continuation pattern, and continuation to the downside. All right, so I think I have got the image in my folder. Let me look at the image. Which so this pair has a huge potential to the downside. So you know, I look for the continuation pattern. So this was the your reversal channel, and that reversal channel converted into the broadening wedge, and then broken down with strong impulse, then continuation to the downside. Formed small continuation pattern, yeah, but I'm looking for much bigger continuation pattern on which our indication gonna favorable, and if so, then gonna add more to the downside. Yeah, so this is the trade we are in. Some of you guys also in. Yeah, so potential is huge to the downside. Yeah, so this is the potential. All right, so again, once price gonna hit this point, I'm gonna look for the price action like reversal pattern to the upside. Yeah, or continuation pattern to the downside. So the first target gonna be here within the channel. First target gonna be within the channel. So I'm looking for a much bigger corrective pattern, continuation pattern. Then gonna look for further sell. Some of you guys sold here and holding, and look for the continuation pattern. Then again look for sell to the downside. Okay, so let me look at the lower time frame. Yeah, you guys got the small trend continuation pattern, but based on this trend continuation pattern, you can't say that your indication are favorable. Something like this, yeah, something like much bigger. And if so, you're gonna get the divergence on your indicator. If we're gonna see much bigger continuation pattern, then you will see divergence on your indicators. Yeah, so then we're gonna look for the further sell to the downside. The first target is this within the channel. Okay, so this trade is playing well, nothing wrong with this trade. Okay, so anything else, any other pair, let me know please. I'm not looking for trade setup on USD yen at the moment. If I see trade setup there, I will update. Yeah, nor not also not looking at the trade setup on gold and silver. Any other pair, please let me know. Or should we stop here at this point? Yeah, Tanya, we don't look at that. For that, I need 30 minutes to analyze that chart. Yeah, so then we're gonna get on the direction where that chart gonna move. So if I get enough time, I'll look at that pair and we'll share that into the group. Okay. So any question, please? Any question, guys? Thank you very much for being with me, guys.